Gospel of Thomas, translated by Thomas O. Lambdin. These are the secret sayings which the living Jesus spoke, and which Didymus, Judas, Thomas wrote down. Number one, and he said, whoever finds the interpretation of these sayings will not experience death. Number two, Jesus said, let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he will become troubled. When he becomes troubled, he will be astonished, and he will rule over the all. Jesus said, if those who lead you say to you, see, the kingdom is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will become known, and you will realize that it is you who are the sons of the living Father. But if you will not know yourself, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are that poverty. Number four, Jesus said, the man old in days will not hesitate to ask a small child 7 days old about the place of life, and he will live. For many who are first will become last, and they will become one and the same. Jesus said, number five, Jesus said, recognize what is in your sight, and that which is hidden from you will become plain to you. For there is nothing hidden which will not become manifest. Number six, his disciples questioned him and said to him, do you want us to fast? How shall we pray? Shall we give alms? What diet shall we observe? Jesus said, do not tell lies and do not do what you hate. For all things are plain in the sight of heaven, but nothing hidden will not become manifest, and nothing covered will remain without being uncovered. Number seven, Jesus said, blessed is the lion which becomes man when consumed by man, and cursed is the man whom the lion consumes, and the lion becomes man. Number eight, and he said, the man is like a wise fisherman who cast his net into the sea and drew it up from the sea full of small fish. Among them, the wise fisherman found a fine large fish. He threw all the small fish back into the sea and chose the large fish without difficulty. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear. Number nine, Jesus said, now the sower went out, took a handful of seeds, and scattered them. Some fell on the road. The birds came and gathered them up. Others fell on the rock, did not take root in the soil, and did not produce ears. And others fell on thorns. They choked the seeds, and the worms ate them. And others fell on the good soil, and it produced good fruit. It bore 60 per measure, and 120 per measure. Number 10. Jesus said, I have cast fire upon the world, and see, I am guarding it until it blazes. Number 11. Jesus said, this heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. In the days when you consume what is dead, you made it what is alive. When you come to dwell in light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you become two, what will you do? Number 12. The disciples said to Jesus, we know that you will depart from us. Who is to be our leader? Jesus said to them, wherever you are to go to James the righteous, for whose sake heaven and earth came into being. Number 13. Jesus said to his disciples, compare me to someone to tell me whom I am like. Simon Peter said to him, you are like a righteous angel. Matthew said to him, you are like a wise philosopher. Thomas said to him, Master, my mouth is wholly incapable of saying whom you are like. Jesus said, I am not your master, because you have drunk, you have become intoxicated from the bubbling spring which I have measured out. And he took him and withdrew and told him three things. When Thomas returned to his companions, they asked him, what did Jesus say to you? Thomas said to them, if I tell you one of the things which he told me, you will pick up stones and throw them at me. A fire will come out of the stones and burn you up. Number 14. Jesus said to them, if you fast, you will give rise to sin for yourselves. And if you pray, you will become condemned. And if you give alms, you will do harm to your spirits. When you go into any land and walk about in the district, if they receive you, eat what they will set before you, and heal the sick among them. For what goes out into your mouth will not defile you, but that which issues from your mouth, it is that which will defile you. Number 15. Jesus said, when you see one who was not born of woman, prostrate yourselves on your faces and worship him. That one is your Father. Number 16. Jesus said, men think perhaps that it is peace which I have come to cast upon the world. They do not know that it is decision which I have come to cast upon the earth. For fire, sword, and war. For there will be five in a house. Three will be against two, and two against three. The father against the son, and the son against the father. And they will stand solitary. Number 17. Jesus said, I shall give you what no eye has seen, and what no ear has heard, and what no hand has touched, and that has ever never occurred to the human mind. Number 18. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us how our end will be. Jesus said, have you discovered then the beginning that you look for the end? For where the beginning is, there will the end be. Blessed is he who will take his place in the beginning. He will know the end and will not experience death. Number 19. Jesus said, blessed is he who came into being before he came into being. If you become my disciples and listen to my words, these stones will minister to you. For there are 5 trees for you in paradise, which remain undisturbed summer and winter, whose leaves do not fall. Whoever becomes acquainted with them will not experience death. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us what the kingdom of heaven is like. He said to them, it is like a mustard seed. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it falls to tilled soil, it produces a great plant and becomes a shelter for birds of the sky. Number 21. Mary said to Jesus, whom are your disciples like? He said, they are like children who have settled in a field which is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, let us have back our field. They will undress in their presence in order to let them have back their field and to give it back to them. Therefore I say, if the owner of a house knows that the thief is coming, he will begin his vigil before he comes and will not let him dig through into his house of his domain to carry away his goods. You then be on your guard against the world. Arm yourself with great strength, lest the robbers find a way to come to you. For the difficulty which you expect surely materialize. Let there be among you a man of understanding. When the grain ripened, he came quickly with his sickle in his hand and reaped it. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear. Number 22. Jesus saw infants being suckled. He said to his disciples, these infants being suckled are like those who enter the kingdom. They said to him, shall we then as children enter the kingdom? Jesus said to them, when you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and the female one, in the same, so that the male not be male, nor the female, and when you fashion eyes in place of an eye, and a hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, and a likeness in place of a likeness, then will you enter the kingdom. Number 23. Jesus said, I shall choose you, one out of 1,000, or one out of 1,000, and two out of 10,000, and they shall stand as a single one. Number 24. His disciples said to him, show us the place where you are, since it is necessary for us to seek it. He said to them, whoever has ears to hear, let them hear. There is a light within a man of light, and he lights up the whole world. If he does not shine, he is darkness. Number 25. Jesus said, love your brother like your soul. Guard him like the pupil of your eye. Number 26. Jesus said, you see the mote in your brother's eye, but you do not see the beam in your own eye. When you cast the beam out of your own eye, then will you see clearly to cast the mote from your brother's eye. Number 27. Jesus said, if you do not fast as regards the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not see the Father. Jesus said, I took my place in the midst of the world, and I appeared to them in flesh. I found all of them intoxicated. I found none of them thirsty. And my soul became afflicted for the sons of men, because they are blind in their hearts and do not have sight. For empty they came into the world, and empty do they seek to leave the world. But for the moment they are intoxicated. When they shake off their wine, they will repent. Number 29. Jesus said, if the flesh came into being because of spirit, it is a wonder. But if spirit came into being because of the body, it is a wonder of wonders. Indeed, I am amazed at how this great wealth has made its home in this poverty. Number 30. Jesus said, where there are three gods, they are gods. Where there are two or one, I am with him. Number 31. Jesus said, no prophet is accepted in his own village. No physician heals those who know him. Number 32. Jesus said, a city being built on high mountain and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hid. Number 33. Jesus said, preach from your housetops that which you will hear in your ear. For no one lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel, nor does he put it in a hidden place, but rather he sets it on a lampstand, so that everyone who enters and leaves will see its light. Number 34. Jesus said, if a blind man leads a blind man, they will both fall into a pit. Number 35. Jesus said, it is not possible for anyone to enter the house of a strong man and take it by force. Unless he binds his hands, then he will be able to ransack his house. Number 36. Jesus said, do not be concerned from morning until evening, and from evening until morning, about what you will wear. Number 37. His disciples said, when will you become revealed to us, and when shall we see you? Jesus said, when you disrobe without being ashamed, and take up your garments and place them under your foot like little children, and tread on them, then will you see the Son of the living one, and you will not be afraid. Number 38. Jesus said, many times have I desired to hear these words, which I am saying to you, and you have no one else to hear them from. There will be days when you will look for me and will not find me. Number 39. Jesus said, the Pharisees and the scribes have taken the keys of knowledge, gnosis, and hidden them. They themselves have not entered, nor have they allowed to enter those who wish to. You, however, be as wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Number 40. Jesus said, a grapevine has been planted outside of the Father, but being unsound, it will be pulled up by its roots and destroyed. Number 41. Jesus said, whoever has something in his hand will receive more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived of even the little he has. Number 42. Jesus said, become passerby. Number 43. His disciples said to him, who are you that you should say these things to us? Jesus said to them, you do not realize who I am from what I say to you, but you have become like the Jews, for they either love the tree and hate its fruit, or love the fruit and hate the tree. Number 44. Jesus said, whoever blasphemes against the Father will be forgiven, and whoever blasphemes against the Son will be forgiven. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either on earth or in heaven. Number 45. Jesus said, grapes are not harvested from thorns, nor are figs gathered from thistles, for they do not produce fruit. A good man brings forth good from his storehouse. An evil man brings forth evil things from his evil storehouse, which is in his heart. It says evil things, for out of the abundance of the heart he brings forth evil things. Number 46. Jesus said, among those born of woman, from Adam until John the Baptist, there is no one so superior to John the Baptist, that his eyes should not be lowered before him. Yet I have said, whichever one of you comes to be a child will be acquainted with the kingdom and will become superior to John. Number 47. Jesus said, it is impossible for a man to mount two horses or stretch two bows, and it is impossible for a servant to serve two masters. Otherwise, he will honor the one and treat the other contemptuously. No man drinks old wine and immediately desires to drink new wine. A new wine is not put into old wineskins, lest they burst, nor is the old wine put into new wineskins, lest it spoil it. An old patch is not sewn onto a new garment, because a tear would result. Number 48. Jesus said, if two make peace with each other in this one house, they will say to the mountain, move away, and it will move away. 49. Jesus said, blessed are the solitary and elect, for you will find the kingdom, for you are from it, and to it you will return. Number 50. Jesus said, if they say to you, where do you come from? Say to them, we came from the light, the place where the light came into being on its own accord and established itself and became manifest through their image. If they say to you, is it you? Say, we are his children. We are the elect of the living Father. If they ask you, who or what is the sign of your Father in you? Say to them, it is movement and repose. Number 51. His disciples said to him, when will the repose of the dead come about? And when will the new world come? He said to them, what you look forward to has already come, but you do not recognize it. Number 52. His disciples said to him, 24 prophets spoke in Israel, and all of them spoke in you. He said to them, you have omitted the one living in your presence, and have spoken only of the dead. Number 53. His disciples said to him, is circumcision beneficial or not? He said to them, if it were beneficial, their father would begot them already circumcised from their mother. Rather, the true circumcision in spirit has become completely profitable. Number 54. Jesus said, blessed are the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Number 55. Jesus said, whoever does not hate his father and his mother cannot become a disciple to me. And whoever does not hate his brother and his sister and take up his cross in my way will not be worthy of me. Number 56. Jesus said, whoever has come to understand the world has found only a corpse, and whoever has found a corpse is superior to the world. Number 57. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a man who had good seed. His enemy came by night and sowed weeds among the good seed. The man did not allow them to pull up the weeds. He said to them, I'm afraid that you would go intending to pull up the weeds and pull up the wheat along with them. For on the day of the harvest, the weeds will be plainly visible, and they will be pulled up and burned. Jesus said, blessed is the man who has suffered and found life. Number 59. Jesus said, take heed of the living one while you are alive, lest you die, and seek to see him and be unable to do so. Number 60. They saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb on his way to Judea. He said to his disciples, that man is round about the lamb. They said to him, so that he may kill it and eat it. He said to them, while it is alive, he will not eat it, but only when he has killed it and it has become a corpse. They said to him, he cannot do so otherwise. He said to them, you too, look for a place for yourself within repose, lest you become a corpse and be eaten. Number 61. Jesus said, two will rest on a bed, and one will die, and the other will live. Solomon said, who are you, man, that you have come up on my couch and eat from my table? Jesus said to her, I am he who exists from the undivided. I was given some of the things of my Father. I am your disciple. Therefore I say, if he is destroyed, he will be filled with light. But if he is divided, he will be filled with darkness. Number 62. Jesus said, it is to those who are worthy of my mysteries that I tell my mysteries. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Jesus said, there was a rich man, this is number 63. There was a rich man who had much money. He said, I shall put my money to use so that I may sow, reap, plant, and fill my storehouse with produce, with the result that I shall lack nothing. Such were his intentions. But that same night he died. Let him who have ears hear. Number 64. Jesus said, a man had received visitors, and when he had prepared the dinner, he sent his servant to invite the guests. He went to the first one and said to him, my master invites you, he said. I have claims against some merchants. They are coming to me this evening. I must go and give them my orders. I ask to be excused from the dinner. He went to another and said to him, my master has invited you. He said to him, I have just bought a house and am required for the day. I shall not have any spare time. He went to another and said to him, my master invites you. He said to him, my friend is going to get married, and I am to prepare the banquet. I shall not be able to come. I ask to be excused from the dinner. He went to another and said to him, my master invites you. He said to him, I have just bought a farm, and I am on my way to collect the rent. I shall not be able to come. I ask to be excused. The servant returned and said to his master, those whom you invited to the dinner have asked to be excused. The master said to his servant, go outside to the streets and bring back those whom you happen to meet, so that they may dine. Businessmen and merchants will not enter the place of my Father. Number 65. He said, there was a good man who owned a vineyard. He leased it to a tenant farmer so they might work it and he might collect the produce from them. He sent his servant so that the tenant might give him the produce of the vineyard. They seized his servant and beat him, all but killing him. The servant went back and told his master. The master said, perhaps he did not recognize them. He sent another servant. The tenants beat this one as well. Then the owner sent his son and said, perhaps they will show respect to my son. Because the tenants knew that it was he who was the heir to the vineyard, they seized him and killed him. Let him who has ears hear. Number 66. Jesus said, show me the stone which the builders have rejected. That one is the cornerstone. Number 67. Jesus said, if one who knows the all still feels a personal deficiency, he is completely deficient. Number 68. Jesus said, blessed are you when you are hated and persecuted. Wherever you have been persecuted, they will find no place. Number 69. Jesus said, blessed are they who have been persecuted within themselves. It is they who have truly come to know the Father. Blessed are the hungry, for the belly of him who desires will be filled. Number 70. Jesus said, that which you have will save you if you bring it forth from yourselves. That which you do not have within you will kill you if you do not have it within you. Number 71. Jesus said, I shall destroy this house, and no one will be able to build it. Number 72. A man said to him, Tell my brothers to divide my father's possession with me. He said to him, Oh man, who has made me a divider? He turned to his disciples and said to them, I am not a divider, am I? Jesus said, number 73, the harvest is great, but the laborers are few. Beseech the Lord, therefore, to send out laborers to harvest. Number 74, he said, O Lord, there are many around drinking truth, but there is nothing in the cistern. Number 75, Jesus said, many are standing at the door, but it is the solitary who will enter the bridal chamber. Number 76, Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a merchant who had a consignment of merchandise and who discovered a pearl. That merchant was shrewd. He sold the merchandise and bought the pearl alone for himself. You too, seek his unfailing and enduring treasure, which no moth comes near to devour and no worm destroys. Number 77. Jesus said, it is I who am the light, which is above them all. It is I who am the all. From me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Number 78. Jesus said, why have you come out into the desert? To see a reed shaken by the wind, and to see a man clothed in fine garments, like your kings and your great men. Upon them are the fine garments, and they are unable to discern the truth. Number 79. A woman from the crowd said to him, blessed are the womb which bore you, and the breast which nursed you. He said to her, blessed are those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. For there will be days when you will say, blessed are the womb which has not conceived, and the breast which have not given milk. Number 80. Jesus said, he who has recognized the world has found the body, but he who has found the body is superior to the world. Number 81. Jesus said, let him who has grown rich by kings, and let him who possesses power renounce it. Number 82. Jesus said, he who is near me is near the fire, and he who is far from me is far from the kingdom. Number 83. Jesus said, the images are manifest to man, but the light in them remains concealed. In the image of the light of the Father, he will become manifest, but his image will remain concealed by his light. Number 84. Jesus said, when you see your likeness, you rejoice. But when you see your images which came into being before you, and which neither died, not become manifest, how much you will have to bear. Number 85. Jesus said, Adam came into being from a great power and a great wealth, but he did not become worthy of you. For he had been worthy, he would not have experienced death. Number 86. Jesus said, the foxes have their holes, and the birds have their nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head in rest. Number 87. Jesus said, wretched is the body that is dependent upon a body, and wretched is the soul that is dependent on these two. Number 88. Jesus said, the angels and the prophets will come to you and give to you those things you already have. And you too, give them those things which you have, and say to yourselves, when will they come and take what is theirs? Number 89. Jesus said, why do you wash the outside of the cup? Do you not realize that he who made the inside is the same one who made the outside? Number 90. Jesus said, come unto me, for my yoke is easy, and my lordship is mild, and you will find repose for yourselves. 91. They said to him, tell us who you are, so that we may believe in you. He said to them, you read the face of the sky and the earth, but you have not recognized the one who is before you, and you do not know how to read this moment. Number 92. Jesus said, seek and you will find. Yet what you asked me about in former times, and which I did not tell you then, now I do desire to tell, but you do not inquire after me or after it. Number 93. Jesus said, do not give what is holy to dogs, lest they throw them on the dung heap. Do not throw the pearls to swine, lest they blank it blank. Number 94. Jesus said, he who seeks will find, and he who knocks will be let in. Number 95. Jesus said, if you have money, do not lend it at interest, but give it to one from whom you will not get it back. Number 96. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain woman. She took a little leaven, concealed it in some dough, and made it into large loaves. Let him who has ears hear. Number 97. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain woman who was carrying a jar full of meal. While she was walking on the road, still some distance from home, the handle of the jar broke and the meal emptied out behind her on the road. She did not realize it. She had noticed no accident. When she reached her house, she set the jar down and found it empty. Number 98. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain man who wanted to kill a powerful man. In his own house, he drew his sword and stuck it into the wall in order to find out whether his hand could carry through. Then he slew the powerful man. Number 99. The disciple said to him, your brothers and your mother are standing outside. He said to them, those here who do the will of my Father are my brothers and my mother. It is they who will enter the kingdom of my Father. Number 100. They showed Jesus a gold coin. He said to him, Caesar's men demand taxes from us. He said to them, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give God what belongs to God. And give me what is mine. Number 101. Jesus said, whoever does not hate his father and his mother as I do, cannot become a disciple to me. And whoever does not love his father and his mother as I do cannot become a disciple to me. For my mother, blank, but my true mother gave me life. Number 102. Jesus said, woe to the Pharisees, for they are like a dog sleeping in the manger of oxen. For neither does he eat, nor does he let the oxen eat. Number 103. Jesus said, fortunate is the man who knows where the brigands will enter, so that he may get up, muster his domain, and arm himself before they invade. Number 104. They said to Jesus, come let us pray today, and let us fast. Jesus said, what is that the sin that I have committed, or wherein have I been defeated? But when the bridegroom leaves the bridal chamber, then let them fast and pray. Number 105. Jesus said, he who knows the father and the mother will be called the son of a harlot. Number 106. Jesus said, when you make the two one, you will become the sons of man. And when you say, mountain, move away, it will move away. Number 107. Jesus said, the kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 sheep and looked for the one until he found it. When he had gone to such trouble, he said to the sheep, I care for you more than the 99. Number 108. Jesus said, he who would drink from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become he, and the things that are hidden will be revealed to him. Number 109. Jesus said, the kingdom is like a man who had a hidden treasure in his field without knowing it. And after he died, he left to his son. The son did not know about the treasure. He inherited the field and sold it. And the one who bought it went plowing and found the treasure. He began to lend money at interest to whomever he wished. Number 110. Jesus said, whoever finds the world and becomes rich, let him renounce the world. Number 111. Jesus said, the heavens and the earth will be rolled up in your presence, and the one who lives from the living one will not see death. Does not Jesus say, whoever finds himself is superior to the world? 112. Jesus said, woe to the flesh that depends on the soul. Woe to the soul that depends on the flesh. Number 113. His disciples said to him, when will the kingdom come? 113. I have to look that up because I lost that page. It's 113, 114, and 115. Why is it doing that? I don't know if they can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me? Or you? Don't worry about the one that ain't nothing to worry about. Hmm. Number 113. His disciples said to him, the kingdom, on what day will it come? It will not come by watching and waiting for it. They will not say, look here or look there. Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it. Number 114. Simon Peter said to them, let Mary go away from us, for women are not worthy of life. Jesus said, look, I will draw her in so as to make her male, so that she too may become a living male spirit, similar to you. But I say to you, every woman who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven. Probably do on the next video what it says, right? I might not. But if you read these sayings, like he said, number one, 108, he who will drink from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become he. And the things that are hidden will be revealed to him. I like 109. Jesus said, the kingdom is like a man who had a hidden treasure in his field without knowing it. And after he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about the treasure. He inherited the field and sold it. And the one who bought it went plowing, found the treasure. He began to lend money at interest to whomever he wished. When you know the truth, these words are powerful. When you know the truth, and I guess only he can share it with you, right? As you read, he tell you who he is. He tell you who you is. When you see the one that's born a woman, that's not born a woman, prostrate yourself on your faces and worship him and know that he your father. How you see? Or how you know? That's where you go to how you know. Not what you know, how you know. Prostrate yourself on your face and know that that's your father. Yeah. Cast the beam at your eye. And you will be able to remove the mote from their eye. For those that have the ears to hear, for it rises and sets within where you head for. Within where you head for. I love you, sister. Great. Have a great life, light of your living, Father.